Hello and welcome back to Ganesh Institute. And welcome again in this series of English literature of class 12. We are taking up another lesson from Flamingo, which is Lost Spring. So let's talk about the summary of this lesson and then some questions. So let's get started. So in this lesson, there are some characters involved. One is Sahib and one is Mukesh. We'll, in order to solve them, if a question will be asked based on the character sketches, it is important to know about them separately, okay? So this is the lesson Lost Spring, okay? Lost Spring means something negative is there. Some happiness is lost. Something is there which makes that writer able to name this lesson the Lost Spring, okay? So in this lesson, Lost Spring, the writer has analyzed the pathetic condition. These are poor children, so they live in poverty. So these situations have been analyzed, okay? And there are some traditions, some situations which condemn small children to live this life of exploitation, okay? Who wants to live such life, such a life that poverty is there, pathetic conditions are there, but they are imposed. This life is imposed on them. The writer tells us how the poor children like Sahib in Firozabad, Sahib in Simapuri, so he lives in Simapuri, which is on the periphery of Delhi, okay, outskirt of Delhi, and here Mukesh is in Firozabad in Uttar Pradesh. So both these children are living a life, these are suffering from poverty. Let's talk about them separately. Sahib is a rag picker. So his job is to find out valuable things like money in the garbage dumps. Okay? He has nothing else to do. He lives in a slum. He lives in a slum in Simapuri. And where has he come from? He has come from Bangladesh. That means he is a refugee. So he lives in a slum in Simapuri and he has come from Bangladesh. And why it is so? Because his home and everything fields were swept away by a storm. Okay. Now Sahib with his family came Simapuri to search for livelihood. Okay. Some earnings, some money. Sahib and other rag pickers do not wear footwear. They do not have any footwear to wear because it is their tradition to stay barefoot. Now, when we say tradition to say tradition to stay barefoot, do you think it makes logic that a tradition is associated with it? But when you don't have something, you can say, "Oh, I don't want it," right? So that is how we can hide some of our problems from the society. So this is the paradox here associated with it. So they do not have any footwear to wear, and the writer also informs us that for rag pickers, garbage is gold because any valuable thing they'll be able to find out in the garbage dumps. So there, it is their daily bread and a roof over their heads. Okay. But initially Sahib was working at tea stall. Sahib was working at tea stall, but he was not happy. Why? So if we come to present tense, Sahib is happy here in rag picking job, but he was not happy while working at tea stall because his face has lost the carefree look. He has to work under some owner, some master. So basically, his name is Sahib A Alam. Sahib A Alam. Okay. Now here is very important question. has some paradox. So paradox means when you want to say something, but the meaning comes out different. Okay, so there is no match in between the name and the result. So Sahib Alam means the God of the universe. Okay, so Sahib Alam means the Lord of the universe. But do you think a rag picker can be a lord of the universe? He was not even the master of his own life. So therefore, this is the paradox in Sahib's name and his life. Now let's talk about the Mukesh's life. Okay, let's talk about Mukesh. So Anishan talks about Mukesh, who lives in the Bangle town of India. Firozabad is basically a bangle town famous for bangles. Okay, bangle making. Now, every other family in this Firozabad is working in the glass bangles industry. And do you know the situation? The life in the bangle making industry. It is very, they have to work in the dark cells. It is very tedious and unhealthy job. An unhealthy job. It is very unhealthy job. Why it is so? Because you have to work in the furnaces, glass furnaces with high temperatures in dark cells without proper air and lighting, and you have to work under this condition for and many children are working there. This is that tradition. Every because family is working, so this is like they have got it from heritage. This is hereditary. But Mukesh is that child who is not willing to join their family business, who is not willing to accept that this is his destiny. He denies. Okay, he denies. He wants to be the master of his own destiny. So, moreover, they have to inhale suspending particles. If you see, we say unhealthy life because there are, it is glass furnace, right? They are working in the glass furnaces. So small particles are there, suspended particles, which they can inhale. They cannot be filtered out through nose hairs. So that's why it is unhealthy. And Mukesh does not want to accept this destiny. He has this attitude that, if my family wants to do it, let them do it. But I want to be a motor mechanic. I want to live my life in my own terms. He wants to be a motor mechanic. He wants to drive a car. Difference between Mukesh and Sahib's life. Okay. Then not only because writer did not want that only boys were taken into consideration. So the chapter is also talking about the women's condition in the bangle making industry. Okay, many young girls like Savita. So she has seen her. Savita are Many girls like Savita are also engaged in making bangles. They do not know the sanctity of the bangles because they are very small, very young. They are of very young age. They do not know why these bangles are there for, and but still they are working. They are making. They cannot leave their job because of poverty. They have to support their families. So, in short, we can see that be it Sahib, Mukesh, or Savita, they are in the circle of poverty, and that is because of heavy tradition, heavy burden of traditions. Sometimes it is family business. Sometimes they cannot find any other thing, so whole family is doing that rack picking job. But and also, what other options are there to be the reasons? Illiteracy, right? They are not literate. They have obviously when you are working somewhere and you are under poverty, that means there is some exploitation going on, be it through bureaucrats, be it through, the cycle, but still this is happening. So it is important, if we want to give the message, it is important for these children to come out of this hell, and for that policies need to be making in order to curb this child labor. There are some laws, but still some more provisions need to be made. Okay, I hope that this is clear to you. Now your homework part, I know I have skipped some slides, you can check that out. I always repeat this, that because you are in 12th standard, board examination is there, new policy, new education policy is there. So make yourself very, very disciplined, follow the structure. After listening to these summary lessons, you have to go and read out all of your, the whole lesson, and then try to solve textual questions. Send it to me. I'll check. I'll find out the time and will give you the review, the feedback, and then go to previous year questions. You can find it on CBSE website or on Google. You can search for them. If you cannot find it, let me know. I'll give it to them. I'll give it to you, and then I'll arrange them for you. So all these are required if you want to be a scholar, if you want to attain good marks. Okay. And if you like this video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. Till my next video, take care of yourself. Bye bye.